tonight's interview is with junior running back McCade Zing.
The Cardinal is AM 1600 KDAK, Carrington, and FM 100.1 K261EW, Carrington. Locally owned and operated by I3G Media.
It's time to find out what's going on in Carrington Cardinals athletics on the Carrington Coaches Show on KDAK The Cardinal and the KDAK The Cardinal YouTube page. The Carrington Coaches Show takes you behind the scenes of all things Cardinal athletics. Now, live from the Prairie Inn in Carrington, here is BJ Walters.
And indeed, we are live from the Prairie Inn Restaurant and Bakery here in Carrington. It is the Carrington Coaches Show, as tonight, a big night. We're starting a big, busy night of Carrington sports right here on KDAK, the Cardinal on the radio side. You can also join us on the KDAK, the Cardinal YouTube page. You see scrolling across the bottom ways to get in contact with us. You can text us a question for Coach Smith, 218-553-1246. You can email us, bj@newsdakota.com. You can post to Facebook on the post promoting this show and on Twitter, same way at KDAK. The Cardinal, by the way, on Facebook, it's KDAK 1600. We go until 7, and then Kyle Hewitt takes over to take us through Carrington's season opener in volleyball. It is against Harvey Wells County, and we're very much looking forward to that as well. Before we get to Coach Smith, boy, are there some specials, Coach. I got to tell you, these specials tonight are something else. The sandwich special, breaded buffalo chicken burger with french fries or a cup of soup for $8.75. They've got a Reuben omelet for $8.99. And how about this evening special, 8-ounce smothered ground beef steak for $13.99. If we weren't all going to the gym after this, I might grab like one of each.
Sounds delicious, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Well, we are joined by Cardinal football head coach Kyle Smith. His team 2-0 after a 32-18 decision over the Beulah Miners on Friday night. Coach, usually I would start by asking you something about the game, but this was such a strange setup on the whole, because in order to even properly warm up, you had to drive across town in Beulah to do that, from the high school to the city park area where the football field is. That feels unique to me. How unique is it? Is this something that you've dealt with before?
It's pretty unique. There are a couple schools in the state that are like that. It's something that really I don't think it affects our preparation or the kids mentally one way or the other. It's just there's a couple unique setups like that, and Beulah happens to be one of them.
So how does that change a pregame routine? I know how coaches are. Every minute from the time you leave to the time that ball is kicked is accounted for. So how does that change things for you guys?
Really, it's just the kids got to be on the ball, and we got to be on the bus, basically 5 minutes sooner than normal. The other change is normally we take our skill kids out, long snappers, punters, kickers, receivers, and quarterbacks, and we throw and kick a little bit. Well, in this case, we pretty much all have to go out together and take the bus. And so a couple things change, but not enough where it should affect how we play or the outcome of a game, certainly.
Game started a little rough. Second play, Josh throws an interception on a deflected ball, just a really bad break more than anything. They come down and score on a short field. More on that later, because truth be told, the Beulah offense didn't do a whole lot on Friday, but the response, I know as coaches you like to see how your kids respond to a little adversity. Well, when you've got 16 on the field, that's one way to respond.
Yeah, and that's certainly, like you said, a lot of adversity in that game between turnovers, some penalties, some things like that. But I think it shows the resilience of our kids, and I think it was good for them to have to face some of that, because you're going to face that every game from here on out. And in the region, there's going to be times where teams make big plays or we turn the ball over. And what's important is how you respond, not exactly what happened, but how you respond to that. And I thought our kids kept their heads held high and responded very well and just kept plugging away even after the mistakes, and certainly it paid off in the end.
The only other turnover of the game is another play where you seem to catch this bad break these first 2 weeks. You're going right into the sun. Shotgun is a little bit more difficult when your eyes are being blinded by a high clear sky, but um, fumble, they score again. But after both of those drives, you guys answered. That's, again, the resilience and maybe the experience of your team, too.
Yeah, I think some of both, and I think that is so important that when you're faced with that adversity that you do respond and turn a negative into a positive, and our kids did a good job of that. And like you said, just a freak thing where the snap happened to be right in the sun, and Josh lost it for that quick second, and it went through his hands and off his face mask, and we had another one later in the game when the sun went down and the lights were out. We threw a screen pass out to McCade, and it happened to be in the wrong spot where the ball was in the lights, and he lost it. And I think that would have been a big play, a first down, and kept the drive alive. But amongst all that adversity, the kids, like you said, between experience and just being talented, that can account for a lot of adversity. And the kids did a nice job bouncing back from those bad breaks.
Every now and then I sarcastically pat myself on the back. I'm doing the opposite of that because the first question that I should have asked you tonight is, you brought a crowd tonight, and actually a pretty personal crowd for you.
That's right. My parents showed up, our first fans here. So how about that?
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. They've been supporting me the 9 years I've been a head coach, and mom's the first text I get after every game. So I love that, and very supportive of me, very supportive of the team. And if people don't know, they were C Club award winners back. Actually, Mom was this past year. My dad was in the '80s, so they're big supporters of Cardinal athletics, and they continue to be with me, and really not just football but all sports.
Kyle Smith joining us, the head football coach of the Carrington Cardinals. Coming up, we have girls golf coach Eric Scher joining us and Corbin Clifton joining us. Let's talk about that young man, because there are times where leaders have to be vocal. There are times where leaders just have to do something to pick everybody up. We might have seen a little bit of both on Friday, because the interception he made was at a crucial moment. But as you told us in postgame, he also kind of got on to his teammates a little bit during halftime.
He did. Corbin, he's vocal when he needs to be, and that was one of those games where we were pretty lethargic that first half, and we were trying to get kids pumped up, and at halftime, Corbin kind of let the kids have it and kind of woke them up a little bit, and we needed it at that time. And then he came back in the second half and continued to play well, and had a huge interception that swung momentum back in our favor when they were about to tie the game. And so just a heck of an athlete, a heck of a leader, and we're awful lucky to have him on our team.
How impressed are you by that? Because anyone can say that they're a leader, but when you get that kind of reaction, it really does show who the leaders are.
Absolutely, and Corbin's been not a leader this year, but for the last 2 years, and he's just one of those kids. He's one of the hardest workers at practice. He's one of the hardest workers in the off season, whether he's working at his job or coming to open field or whatever. He's just a kid that everyone looks up to. He's a role model for the younger kids, and a great one at that. And he is one of our captains on our team, and you can see why when you watch him on Friday nights.
When he got that interception, there were some shocked faces in the visiting booth. Both myself and your coaches were a little surprised that at that point, Beulah tried to throw a pass. And I'm getting around to a point here. Through 2 games, you are getting an insane amount of pressure on quarterbacks when they try to throw the ball, and you're doing it with 4 guys. Um, I'll get to the second part of the question in a minute, but is that something that you expected, or have you been very pleased and surprised by just how good your defensive line is against the pass?
I think a little of both. We're experienced up front, and I expect a lot out of them both. And in watching film last night, I made a comment a couple times. I said, "You guys, how many times have you watched a defensive play this year when we put pressure on the quarterback and something good happens for us? It's either an incomplete pass or an interception, and every time we put pressure on the quarterback, that's been the result. So you see how vital that is. D-backs can't cover guys forever, and so when you get pressure on that guy, quarterbacks panic. They either take a sack or they got to throw the ball away or throw a pick. And so yeah, when we put pressure on the quarterback, that's huge for our defense, And again, on that play when Corbin picked that one off, our D-line had great pressure, and he just kind of threw up a prayer. And Corbin's wrestling background, he wrestled that ball away from that big guy in the end zone, and like I said, a big momentum switch for us.
So the second part of that question is, how does it allow you to get creative defensively when you don't have to send any extra bodies to get pressure?
Yeah, it's nice because then you can keep 7 back in pass protection. When those front 4 can put pressure on the quarterback, and we do a little stunting up front. We haven't done a ton of it, but and we'll continue to keep 7 back as long as we can keep pressure on the quarterback with 4. And if we can't, we've got linebackers very capable of finding a gap and putting pressure on a quarterback. So pretty fortunate this year so far. We've been able to put pressure on the quarterback with our front 4, and I hope that continues.
Head coach Kyle Smith joining us. It's the Carrington Coaches Show live at the Prairie Inn. Come have dinner with us. There's some lonely folks in here. They want to have some friends and come on down. Come have dinner with us. Lots of great specials. But Coach, you look at the game that Josh had, and it's his second consecutive game to start the year with at least 300 total yards and at least 3 touchdowns. Do you get to the point as a coach where you kind of expect that every week?
Probably, but Josh is just one of those kids. You want the ball in his hands on every play, whether he's handing it off, passing it, running it, whatever. He's just he's again another one of our leaders, and he's very athletic. Quarterbacks they have a special skill set, and there's only a couple of them on each team that can do what they do, and he certainly does it well. But his ability to pass the ball this year with accuracy has just been a huge benefit to us. He's always been a good runner, but this year he's very accurate, and he's his arm's gotten stronger. He can throw a deep ball, and yeah, I don't know what his percentage is, but it's really high, and he's thrown several touchdown passes, and like he's 300 all-purpose yards a game, and that's been a big part of our offense, obviously.
Yeah, 17 of 24 so far this year, and the pass that he had to McCade Zink. First off, McCade was working back from getting rolled up on in that opener. Boy, he looked just fine on that 57-yard touchdown pass, didn't he?
Yeah, sometimes adrenaline can cover up a lot of pain, and yeah, he was really gimpy until probably Thursday in practice when he finally started to feel better. And speed is one of his weapons, so when he's at full speed, he certainly becomes another one of our several weapons we have.
Well, Carrington is 2-0. They are on the road at Grafton. It's the beginning of Region 2 play. Coach Smith is going to talk to us about that coming up in the final segment of the show. We still have head coach of Carrington Girls Golf, Eric Scher, coming in. But when we come back, we spoke about him a moment ago. He is going to join us. Corbin Clifton stops by to chat and have a visit with us when the Carrington Coaches Show from Prairie Inn, Carrington continues in a moment.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5.5% for 4 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. $2,500 minimum balance required. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Dakota Central is proud to be the local company that provides you with the most up-to-date high-tech communication options. Come join us while we celebrate you. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Dakota Central Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4. Stop by for treats, giveaways, and a chance to win door prizes. Dakota Central provides it all, and we want to thank you, our local customer. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
It's the Carrington Coaches Show at Prairie in Restaurant and Bakery here in Carrington. BJ Walters back with you. Come and get one of these specials. I am severely considering the breaded buffalo chicken burger after this is all done, as I drive home and listen to Kyle Hewitt, who is standing by at the gymnasium to bring us the season opener of Carrington Volleyball. They've got Harvey Wells County. Tonight, we will have Carrington Volleyball on Thursday against Thompson on the road, and then Carrington Football at Grafton Friday on the road. This guy will be at the last of those. Corbin Clifton, running back / linebacker, who has just had 2 monstrous games to start this season. Corbin, you heard, what Coach Smith said and your role on this team as a leader. Is part of leadership to you just a whole bunch of huge stats?
No, it's kind of just, I don't know, you do what you looked up and saw the older kids do, and then you kind of just repeat it and fix what you didn't like about it or what you really liked. You just keep going and do what you want the younger kids to keep bringing up.
Speaking of those younger kids, I was going to save this till later, but you brought it up. You're getting to do all of this with your brother on the team now, and he's getting some playing time as well, especially at linebacker a little bit. Is his game similar to yours, and if so, what sort of things can you teach him about playing the position that you play?
Yeah, his mindset's still the same. He's go, go, go. He's just, when he runs the ball, he's a little timid, and you just got to teach him to go and hit the hole hard and don't slow down for anybody.
Have you both played the same sports for a long time?
Yeah, we've been in the same sports for almost all the time.
Yeah. How cool is it, to have your little brother on the team your senior year? I mean, that's got to be a pretty neat feeling.
Yeah, it's nice to have him there, and then...
Hold on, I heard a pause there. What's that about?
Oh, sometimes it's nice, and other times it's not so nice.
The honesty of senior Corbin Clifton joining us. So take us through what Friday was like. It's not often you have to get on the bus again once you're in the town you're going to play. What was that whole thing like?
Well, I don't know. It was kind of just, we're ready. We just want to go and get on the fields. That way we're ready to go. And I don't know. I feel like it kind of messed with our heads a little bit, getting back on the bus and then going to the field and getting back off.
Yeah. Without giving away, what you talked about, what was the general message you were trying to get across to the guys when you had that heart-to-heart with them at halftime?
I kind of just said that we need to wake up or we're going to be going home on the other side that we did end up going home with.
Yeah. The 2 rushing plays, they both come on what you guys call crisscross. The second one, I mean, you hit that hole extremely hard. Did you see how wide open it was?
No, I just saw a little opening, and I was like, well, I'm going to hit it. And I hit it, and I ended up in the end zone.
Yeah, you definitely did. Take us through the interception, because that's a play where, you know, the only reason you guys are able to drop back in coverage is because that D line is kicking some tail. What were you reading? And then how long did it take to wrestle the ball away from the wide receiver?
Oh, I read pass right away, so I dropped back and I knew who I had, and I followed him back all the way. And then he tried to moss me, and I caught it right away. And once I hit the ground, my leg cramped, and I just laid there and held onto the ball.
It was kind of a warm night.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
Ryder cramped as well. But this being your senior year, how much are you soaking all of this in?
Oh, I don't. It's hard to realize that it's already the senior year and last year, and next year there's no more Friday night football games or making weight for wrestling in the winter. Just, yeah, it's coming to an end.
It is. So this week starts region play with Grafton. You guys have not been shy at all about talking about how much you want to do better than last year. You've been down this road before. How is the intensity different now that it's region play?
Oh, it's a lot more important, and everybody needs to realize that this is what extends the season, is getting these early wins to build up your momentum. And then after that, everything just snowballs.
Certainly does. Corbin Clifton joining us. He is the senior running back slash linebacker for the Cardinals. So we know you're pretty enjoyably playing the running back position. You're also quite obviously a pretty good linebacker. So I'm not asking what your favorite position is. I'm asking Corbin Clifton, when you look at film, what are you better at?
I'm not sure. Probably linebacker, just because I like to hit people. And
there you go.
Yeah.
So what's better, a pick or a touchdown? Since you had both on Friday night.
I don't know. It kind of depends on the game. If it's a scoreless game, a touchdown, or if it's back and forth and the momentum's starting to switch, probably a pick.
So that pick was pretty important on Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So what do you tell some of these younger guys, about the length of a season? Because right now it seems like, everything is still so new to some of these young guys that it probably hasn't hit them yet, but it does become a long season. What do you tell them about just, making sure they're taking care of themselves and things like that throughout the course of a season?
I don't usually tell them that much. Coach Smith kind of takes over on that, telling us we need to eat healthy and take care of our bodies. And yeah, we kind of just reiterate it in the locker rooms and tell everybody that they need to keep up what they're doing and never back down.
What's it mean to you to get to be a captain on this team?
Oh, it means a lot. Just being able to be the role model for the younger kids and go out there and do the coin tosses, that's kind of fun.
Are you 2-0 on coin tosses this year?
Oh,
I know you've gotten the ball to start both games.
Yeah, I think we lost Beulah. We lost to Beulah, but we won against Southern McLean.
You won the toss and you wanted the ball.
Yep.
That's right. There you go. Hey, you're 2-0 when you got the ball first. Make sure you keep doing that, all right?
Yeah.
But it's all on that coin, right?
Yeah, it is.
Last year's Grafton game was wild. I wasn't around for it, so tell me what that game was like.
Oh, it was a lot of back and forth, and they had a lot of really big plays that hopefully we can eliminate or minimize this week.
What's it like to play at Grafton? I've heard that that's kind of a different sort of an atmosphere.
Yeah, I played up there 2 or 3 times, I think. And, well, I guess this might be my second time. Not entirely sure. I like home games, though, in front of our own crowd and home students. Student section gets nice and loud.
I will say this, I love home games, and I don't know if Coach Smith has heard this on the archive yet. Road jerseys over home jerseys by a mile. Those are the sharpest road jerseys I have ever seen. What's your take on them? Road jerseys, home jerseys?
I like the road jerseys. I like white a lot more than red, and those ones were pretty nice.
I mean, those are awesome, especially with the black stripe. I mean, I'm sorry, 10 out of 10 on those. Thank you for I think you guys got them from Nike. So thank you Nike for those. So what are your goals for the rest of this? Not just this season, but this school year, this athletic year, your senior year.
I'd like to make all-state football again, and then just keep pushing and hopefully make it farther in the playoffs this year. Then this winter, I'm hoping to get a second state title, go back to back, and tie up my brother. He wanted his junior and senior year, and he still makes fun of me because I didn't make the finals last year.
But you would have done it your sophomore and senior years, right?
No, I didn't make I won last year. I didn't make finals my sophomore year like he did.
That's right. Well, heck of a. Okay, now I have to ask the question. There's you, there's Gabe, there's your older. How competitive is this house?
Oh, it's pretty competitive in basically everything that we do. It's always a competition.
Well, there you go. I guess that's what it's like growing up with brothers, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Corbin, continued success. Great job on Friday, and thanks for doing
Thank
this.
you.
Corbin Clifton, senior running back and linebacker for the Cardinals, joining us here on the Carrington Coaches Show. We've got some girls golf to talk about. You know, the first state qualifier for Carrington came from girls golf before anybody even stepped foot in the school for the school year. We'll talk to head coach Eric Scherer about that, and they're at Maple River tomorrow. We'll get a preview when the Carrington Coaches Show continues in a moment from Prairie and Restaurant and Bakery, just off the roundabout right here in Carrington.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5.5% for 4 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. $2,500 minimum balance required. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Dakota Central is proud to be the local company that provides you with the most up-to-date high-tech communication options. Come join us while we celebrate you. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Dakota Central Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4. Stop by for treats, giveaways, and a chance to win door prizes. Dakota Central provides it all, and we want to thank you, our local customer. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
That's one of my favorite songs, Van Halen's Jump. But it is the Carrington Coaches Show on KDAK The Cardinal and on YouTube, KDAK The Cardinal on there. We are about to be joined by girls golf head coach Eric Scheer, but before we do that, there was a home cross-country meet today, and surprise, surprise, guess who did really, really well? Yes, again, Kennedy Pazdernick got second place in the girls varsity 5K. The team got third. They placed third as a team. Also, Kaylin Pate, Macy Feiberger, and Joey Helseth all in the top 20. So outstanding work by the girls. The JV junior high girls ran a 3K. Carrington won the meet, and Kyrie Coleman won the individual meet. Grace English and Anna Van Ray, top 10 finishers as well. So congratulations to Coach Kerbaugh and his team. They just continue. I believe I saw a ranking. Now, I don't know how scientific cross-country rankings are, but they were ranked third as a team in Class B in the state right now. So congratulations to them for that. We are now joined by the head coach of Carrington Girls Golf, Eric Scheer. He knows all about having a superstar Carrington female athlete. Coach, thanks for stopping by, especially one night before you have a meet. How's the season to this point?
It's been pretty good. Molly's really stepped up as far as being a leader, especially helping her younger sister out. That's been really huge for her. So,
how much easier, more fun, I don't know what the word would be, is it, when you only have two girls? You can really focus on improving them over, these 2 months.
Yeah, that's kind of one thing that's okay, but it's not. I mean, it'd be fun to have 15 girls out like some of these other schools, like Kindred and Oak Grove have 20, 25 kids out, and we can't even get enough to make a team to qualify for state. I think last year we had 5 girls, and it's been less and less every year since I've started.
So let's talk about Molly. She's already, qualified for state. I saw last week she got another top 10. She was, I think, ninth.
Yep.
Where's her game right now in comparison to where you hope it is 4 weeks from now?
I mean, it obviously can be better. It's a lot around the greens is more of where it's a struggle sometimes. I mean, she's really consistent. Otherwise, it's just every once in a while around the greens, it's one extra chip or one extra putt or 2 extra putts. It's just kind of taking your time and stepping back and relaxing before you get into the next one.
That tournament that she qualified for state in didn't sound like it was all that stressful. She got off to a good start and basically was where she needed to be from the get-go.
Yep. Yeah, that tournament was fun to watch. We were out with her most of the day there, and yeah, she definitely started out good, had a couple rough holes, but in the end she played how she had to and ended up saving a lot of strokes. So,
where do you see her biggest improvement so far this year?
Just confidence more than anything. Actually asking for help and not just doing whatever she feels is right. Being able to come up and say, okay, should I hit this or should I hit that? Actually, one was on number 14 in Carrington qualifier. She looked at me and I kind of looked at her, and she had a 6-iron in her hand, which she feels really confident hitting off the tee, and I kind of looked back at her and I kind of shrugged my shoulders like, I mean, you could definitely hit it over the water here if you feel comfortable. And she pulled the head cover off the driver and pulled it out, slammed it over the water and made birdie. So it was just nice to see that confidence come out. So
is that how you know you've got a player that's in a good place, where they pull out driver and get really aggressive?
Sometimes. I mean, we all kind of think we're really confident when it comes to the game of golf. But yeah, it's nice to see. When she did that, I was a little concerned when she hit it because it wasn't as high as it should have been, but she cleared the water easily and then hit a great iron in and had a 4-footer for birdie. So
Does she have future prospects in golf? It sounds like she is a very consistent golfer.
I mean, I could see it. Obviously, she's got to put in the time, but yeah, I would say there's hope there for sure.
What about her little sister playing really for the first time? I mean, she just had her first JV meet. What are you seeing from her?
A lot of improvements. She wants to learn. Actually, the other day we were chipping and putting because that's where we struggle a lot, and was watching her a little bit, and I had her try something else, and she hit a couple great chips and actually chipped one in for the first time. So it was kind of neat to see her light up when she actually did something that we told her to do, and she's learning. So
It's amazing. You know, I played high school golf, and I'm sure what I'm about to say is not a surprise to you or to any golfer. You can have the greatest round of your life one morning, and the next day you feel like you're doing everything the same, and it just goes right down the gutter.
Yep.
I've had that happen several times. How is Molly able to stay so darn consistent?
I honestly, I would say it's just having confidence. You know, she can just. She always just kind of pushes through everything. Like she doesn't show much as far as being frustrated. She will, but it's not like you would normally see from an average golfer. Like obviously we all get frustrated when we don't hit a couple shots, but she just kind of keeps pushing through it, and when that hole's over, it's over, and we move on to the next one.
So you've got Maple River coming up tomorrow. I think, is the number right? Do you have 4 meets left? That sounds right.
I don't have my schedule on me.
That's all right.
We got Maple River tomorrow, and then next week we're not going anywhere next week. We're going to miss one, and then we go to Fargo that following Monday, and then the week after that we have that same week. I think we have Mayville, and then the following week is Fargo Country Club again.
Yep. So yeah.
So
so tomorrow, Maple River. Tell us a little bit about that course.
Our girls we're fortunate to play in the region we are because that's where state tournament was last year. So our girls got to play there a couple times, and the year before that they got to play there. It's kind of similar to our course as far as kind of as open as it is, and there's some trees on the front nine, but they're pretty spread out. But if you get into them, you can definitely get some problems. There's a little more water on Mapleton than there is here, but it's very similar to our course.
The Fargo course, the fact that you get to play on that a few times for the region and then again in the state. From your experience, does it make a big difference when you get to play it, 2 straight weeks?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for you to play a course, say she'll get to play it because we're going to go down there play a practice round the 13th before our region tournament. Then we're going to go there play that Monday, then the following Monday after that, and then we'll get a practice round on Sunday before the state tournament. It's just having confidence in knowing you can hit this shot into this hole, or just get comfortable playing the same over and over. It's just like playing here at home.
Do they mess with the course too much in between the 2 events?
The only thing they'll do is maybe move a few tees around, and then maybe obviously the pins will move every day, but they usually try not to make it overly difficult, for the girls. I mean, it's not like they just put them in perfect places, but they definitely try to cater to the younger crowd as far as on the girls' side.
Definitely. Head coach Eric Scher joining us, the Carrington girls golf coach. This is your first year as the head coach. You've worked with Coach Shipman for a while. How are you enjoying it so far?
As far as I'm concerned, Wayne and I have been co-head coaches ever since we started because we do the same things, and it's really enjoyable to see somebody improve. That's the best part. That's my favorite thing about it, what I enjoy the most.
So what, between now and Fargo, what would you like to see Molly improve in? And then on the back of that, if she does, can she break through? Can she be, top 5 at the state meet?
She's got. I mean, it's short game, and that's everybody. I mean, you can hit the ball a mile, but if you can't chip and putt, you're not going to score. I mean, that's everybody has to do that. It's not just her, but that's something she's got to really put some time into. Breaking top 5, I think she's got the potential to do it. It's really tough. I mean, look at Oak Grove and every meet we've been to, they've got 6 girls in the top 10. And Kindred, same thing. They got 3 or 4 girls there. She would have to shoot probably mid-70s for sure both days to have a chance, I have a feeling. And, I mean, it depends on weather. If it's a windy day, she hits it a lot further than most girls do. Sure. It's just, is it going to be where it's accessible to hit into a green?
Well, tomorrow is first. That's the more immediate situation. You're going to be at Maple River, and we look forward to hearing how your team does. And, Coach, thanks so much for stopping by.
You bet.
Head Coach Eric Scherer, Carrington Girls Golf, our guest. When we come back, Coach Smith will rejoin us. We'll get to the most pressing question of the night. He doesn't even know what it is. And this is the best part of getting to host a show. He doesn't know what it is. I do. We'll get to it when the Carrington Coaches Show continues in a moment.
There's no community like a Cenex community. That's why every Cenex store is proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Visit your local Arrowwood Prairie Co-op in Carrington, Wimbledon, Cooperstown, and Sutton.
Looking for great rates and a secure investment? Well, we have the options to grow your savings. Hi, this is Tiffany Paulson at Bank Forward Carrington. Our current CD specials offer a variety of options, including annual percent yield as high as 5.5% for 4 months. Stop in today for all the details. Helping you save more. It's simply the Forward way. Additional terms and conditions apply. $2,500 minimum balance required. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Dakota Central is proud to be the local company that provides you with the most up-to-date high-tech communication options. Come join us while we celebrate you. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Dakota Central Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4. Stop by for treats, giveaways, and a chance to win door prizes. Dakota Central provides it all, and we want to thank you, our local customer. Customer Appreciation Day is September 11th at the Jamestown location from 8:30 till 4.
When it comes to making farm decisions, nothing is better than seeing for yourself how products perform in the field. I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company, and we want to invite you to our Wilton Plot Tour. On Friday, September 6th, we'll be showcasing plots with the latest hybrids and varieties of corn, soybeans, and wheat, as well as comparison trials of numerous natural products. Plus, our expert agronomists will be on hand to help you build your best strategies to maximize yields and minimize costs. Join us at our Wilton store at 9 a.m. Friday, September 6th.
When you're thinking about insurance, think of Bickett Insurance. Bickett Insurance, through our partnership with Auto Owners Insurance, can take care of your farm, home, auto, business, or life insurance needs. The agents at Bickett Insurance have over 115 years of insurance experience, and we are from here, so we know how to design policies to protect the things important to you. Let Bickett Insurance give you a free proposal from Auto Owners Insurance or one of our many other partners. Give Bickett Insurance a call at 652-1775 today.
Carrington sports fans, want to stay on top of all the local action? Catch what you missed by checking out the Foster County Independent. From game-changing plays to memorable moments, we've got you covered with the most in-depth sports coverage in town. And don't miss our stunning photo galleries that capture every thrilling moment and winning smile. For the latest scores, stories, and stunning sports shots, grab your copy of the Foster County Independent today or visit us online at fosterconews.com.
It's It's the Carrington Coaches Show. In just about 15 minutes or so, we are going to take you, I would say uptown, but it's not even really that far from here, to the Carrington High School Gymnasium. Kyle Hewitt will bring you the season opener of Carrington Volleyball as they take on Harvey Wells County. Might start right at 7, might not. You never know with volleyball. You get a long sub-varsity game. Who knows? Head coach Kyle Smith of Carrington Football is back with us. So, Coach, this week it's Grafton. I haven't seen film yet, but I see their 2 scores. I see all the talent that they lost from last year to graduation, and I go, clearly they're searching for who they are. You've dealt with teams who have graduated a great deal. That next year, how long does it take a team to really, truly understand and find who they are?
You know, I would say a couple weeks, and Grafton's lucky this year that they had those 2 non-region games. I've watched both of their games, and they are a very dangerous team. You know, their quarterback is 6'6". He's got a very lively arm. Last year he picked us apart. I think he threw for 400, close to 400 yards. They've got some quick athletic backs. They've got a big receiver. So I think they're just trying to figure themselves out. And I've told the kids, you know, we're 2-0, they're 0-2. That none of that matters. All that's thrown out the window now. We're both 0-0 in the region, and they want to win. We want to win. It's a new week, a new set of talent, a new matchup. So you've got to be prepared. I told the kids we're not good enough to go to any game this year and just show up and win, but we're good enough if we prepare and go down there and play our best that we have a chance to win every game, and that's our mindset this week.
What made that game so wild last year?
You know, I think it was just both defenses couldn't get stops, and there was a lot of big plays. They had some big pass plays. We had some big running plays. We had a big screen after a turnover, and it was just one of those things that it started early and it just snowballed, and neither defense could stop the other team's offense, and we luckily had a couple more possessions than they did where we stopped them, and it was, I'm sure from a fan standpoint it was awesome, but from a coaching standpoint it was a gray hair night.
Certainly was. And Josh had a huge game that night. It would be hard to argue he's not better this year than he was last year, so he's got to be licking his chops going into Friday night.
Yeah, and Josh is real confident right now. He's playing well, and he's really good about staying within himself and not trying to do too much. He's the kind of kid that understands as a quarterback that sometimes the best play is a 5-yard loss and a sack, you know, versus throwing the ball up or fumbling and turning it over. He's just got a good head on his shoulders, and he's very even-keeled whether things are going good or not going so well, and so he does a great job back there at just keeping the game and keeping our team under composure and on an even keel.
You know, I wanted to bring that up because we talk about that interception that Quarterbin had on Friday night. That's probably a play that never happens with Josh at quarterback, because one of the things, and you just brought it up, that he's very good at is he understands that to a lot of spectators, sack is a horrible thing, but it's not actually always a horrible thing.
No, like I said, sometimes that's the best result. You know, look at Bewley the other night. If that quarterback just eats it, it's a 5-yard loss, and they still got the ball. And I think that was first or second down.
It was, yep.
So, you know, those are things that Josh has learned over the years from watching football and from playing football and just having some natural instinct and being an athlete. He's just superb at.
Ryder left the game. He's fine. That's the good news. There is a different level altogether of your offense when he's on the field.
Yeah, and that goes back to last year. You know, look at last year when the first 5 games we averaged 40 points, and Ryder got hurt, and we averaged 30 points. And he's just a very dynamic player. We can get him the ball in space, screen plays, pass plays. You know, we're starting to hand the ball off to him, and he's just one of those kids you got to find different ways to get him the ball because he's so dangerous. When he does have the ball in his hands. You saw the screenplay the other night in Beulah. He was basically surrounded by 2 Beulah guys, and he just turned the jets on and left him in the dust. And he's a very explosive athlete. And so my job as a coach is to keep finding ways to get him the ball.
How much does this game mean to him personally? Because this is the one that he got injured in last year.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's crossed his mind yet or not. I'm hoping it just it goes in one ear and out the other if someone says something to him about it. I think he's just focused on winning a region football game, and and I don't think he's going to let that injury affect him one way or the other. He's a pretty focused kid. He's really excited about the season, and he's had a great season so far. I think he's looking forward to going to Grafton or just keeping up what's going on right now.
I asked Corbin this. I'll ask you the same question. How's the intensity different in not even just the game, but in the prep week of a region game?
Yeah, I was talking to Todd Bickett at practice tonight, and we both said, boy, this Tuesday practice was way more intense and way better than last Tuesday. And I think part of that is last week it's a non-region game. They're expecting to go out and beat Beulah. Whatever there's a lot of things that can play into the mental aspect of the game. But this week they know they're focused. They know that it's really important for every team to be 1-0 in the region, and that's all that's on their mind.
21st meeting on Friday between Grafton and Carrington. The series is 11-9 Grafton. However, Carrington has won the last three. So obviously, a 3-0 start would be great, but more importantly, the 1-0 start to the region. I wanted to get your thoughts on the region now that 2 games have been played for everybody. It does seem like Langdon might not be as dominant. Your team is coming along nicely with all of their experience. What have you made of the rest of the region? Because I think the truth is our region went out and flat out scheduled people in non-region.
Yeah, I think I don't think my feeling about the region has changed too much from the start of the year. I still think Langdon is going to be the team to beat in our region. And I think after that, there's a lot of parity. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Friday nights throughout our region. There were 50-50 games. Whoever shows up, whoever executes, whoever takes care of the ball, and whoever can stay healthy. Those are the important things, and you're going to have to win some close games in our region if you're going to make the playoffs. And like I said, I don't think my feelings changed about Langdon being the favorite, and the rest of us need to prove who number 2 is, and that starts this week.
And I'm sure you've looked over Region 1. It's really important to go ahead and get one of those top 2 seeds so you don't have to see Kindred or Central Cass.
Yeah, they've both been good for years, and looking at scores, they certainly are this year. But yeah, it's always nice to. Plus, not only that, but 1 or 2 seed, you get a home game.
Yep.
Look, last year we had a home game, had an awesome crowd and an exciting game, and I think we'd all be a lot more excited to play at home. But getting in the playoffs is the first step, and whether we're at home or on the road, I'm going to be pretty tickled if we're in the playoffs, and we're going to do everything we can to win that first round playoff game this year.
All right, I teased it in the last segment. All these questions that we asked Coach Smith, the most important one is this. Do you still get nervous during Bryn's volleyball matches?
Absolutely. I probably get more nervous when my kids play than when I ever played or when I coach. You hope they go out and perform as well as they can, and I think probably every parent who has a kid playing feels the same way. But yeah, it's probably much more nerve-wracking for me watching my own kids participate in any sport than it is for me to coach or to play a sport. So I think that's a pretty natural reaction.
How excited are you, for their season? I mean, they've been pretty good for so long, just trying to get over that regional hump, and maybe this is the year, but it all gets started in a little while. I know we'll both be at the gym watching it, but just how excited are you about their season?
I think I think the sky's the limit for this group of girls. The good senior class, good leadership, and they've got a lot of talent below them, all the way down into the freshman class. So they're pretty well loaded. I think if they can get better each week and peak during tournament time, I really think they could make a run at a state tournament and maybe win a state championship. I think they're that talented, and they have that potential.
So you were telling us stories during the break, and I've got to get one of these on the air. Kennedy just finished second at the cross-country meet. She's a senior co-captain, about to play volleyball. You have had some road trips that were same-day road trips?
Yeah, my son Peyton, I was telling you about one year he ran state cross-country in Jamestown. The meet finished. We hurried him to the pickup. We got in the pickup and drove to Hillsboro for a playoff football game where he started as a D-back, and then he was our backup quarterback, but our quarterback got hurt in the first half, so we ended up playing a half at quarterback, and so pretty tired that evening. And then his senior year, he actually had the regional cross-country meet in Cooperstown. We had to finish that, skip the award ceremony, come back home. We had a home playoff game against Milner that year. So he's had a couple of those double duty days, and football and cross country is a tough double, just like volleyball and cross country is. But those kids show a lot of heart, and they work awful hard to be able to do both. And you got to take your hat off to them when they're doing two sports like that.
I don't know how these kids do it. I played basketball, tennis, and golf, and I was exhausted after like a hole and a half of golf. Are you kidding me? And that was with a cart, mind you. That's just remarkable. Well, we're getting out of here a little early so that Kyle can take over. But Coach, your final thought on Grafton this Friday?
I think it's a winnable game for us, but we have to go down there and we have to execute and we have to take care of the ball. And like I said, they're a scary team, they're a dangerous team, and we've got to keep everything in front of us defensively and just continue to move the chains offensively and put some points on the board.
It is a 7 o'clock kick. We will be with you Friday at 6:30 as Carrington takes on the Grafton Spoilers. It is the Region 2 opener for Carrington and for Grafton. It's actually Grafton's first Friday night game of the year. They've played 2 Thursday night games to this point. So this will be their first Friday night one, and we look forward to that one. Coach, we'll see you over there on Friday.
Appreciate it. Thanks, BJ.
Head coach Kyle Smith, our guest. We will wrap it up now as Carrington Volleyball coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, good night from the Prairie Inn.
Thank you for joining us for the Carrington Coaches Show, live from the Prairie Inn in Carrington on KDAK The Cardinal and the KDAK The Cardinal YouTube page. If you missed this or any other Carrington Coaches Show, you can always go back and listen to the KDAK podcast page at newsdakota.com and on the KDAK The Cardinal YouTube page. The proceeding has been a presentation of I3G Media Sports.
The Cardinal is AM 1600